In space, no one can hear you podcast. It's Harmless Phosphorescence. Hello, everyone. This is your host, Thoreau Smiley, and I'm afraid I have just one directive to host this podcast. Who's joining me this week?
I'm Josh Cece, and I think I fractured my asshole.
I'm Brian Lesh, and I believe the peak of technology will be dad jokes and solving the trolley problem.
I'm Jerime Reed, and I think that I'm just going to mew through this whole situation.
I prefer the term artificial person myself. You see, it's like a callback. I'm Alaric Weber.
Fan service, Al. It's all fan service.
Like
got a
the
runner.
movie.
This is Harmless Phosphorescence.
And I'm sorry, isn't fatherhood just the trolley problem? Like, I'm sorry, only one of you needs to go to the bathroom. We're not stopping until at least two of you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, fatherhood is nothing but the trolley problem and figuring out why you did that. Why did you do that? I don't know. I'm 3.
Or answering the question of why for those first 5 years.
Oh, well, yeah, there's plenty of that. And also, and explaining to them that, no, you're not the first person to discover this thing. Yes, I'm very happy you're 7 years old and you just figured out that, like, you can sneak out of your bedroom at 1 a.m. and watch TV, but...
Socrates was just gentle parenting all of Athens. So why do you think that, buddy?
This is a Harmless Phosphorescence. It's your deep dive movie podcast where we pick a theme or series. We watch the movies, we gather some research into the production and the source material and tell you about it. This show is brought to you by our patrons. We've got executive producers Michael Beckwith, we've got Atticus Burkett, and you too can be a patron. You can have your name read there. Just be an executive producer. At patreon.com/harmless entertainment. There's lots of bonus content there. Thanksgiving is about to go up any day now, just in time for the holiday. That will be one of our monthly movies, which go up every month. Patreon.com/harmless entertainment. Right now, we are wrapping up our Alien series. We are on the final film, and we are watching Alien Romulus.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
Then this is our only ticket out of here.
What's happening?
Something in the water.
What do you mean there's something in the water?
No, there's just something in the fucking water. Fucking thing's hunting us.
Open the door, come on.
Run.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Alien Romulus. It was.
I don't know if that. I was going to say I don't know if that was a Fede note, but the sound of the chest bones breaking as the musical beat throughout the trailer is inspired and terrifying and nasty with headphones on.
Yeah. No, that's a good trailer. Alien Romulus. The most recent Alien movie, not going to be the last. There's more coming because this was released August 16th, 2024. Running time of 119 minutes. It cost $80 million and it made $350 million. So big hit, and they're making some more now. This kind of revived it.
What was
good.
What was the profit on Covenant and Prometheus on the prequels? They like eked by, right? They made Prometheus made more money.
Prometheus
and Covenant
Prometheus
barely made its money back, right?
They were both hits, but not like this one. Let's see. Covenant. Well, okay, Prometheus made a lot of money. It made $403 million. So it on a $130 million budget. So it was about the level of hit as Romulus.
Oh, okay.
Covenant made $240 on a $111 million budget. So it doubled plus a little bit, but not enough to like be like a hit.
Yeah.
So this is definitely the biggest return on investment they've had since the
Aliens?
90s. Yeah, 80s maybe. Yeah, for sure.
And I know the last two specifically weren't meant to, but yeah, this felt like Aliens. Not just Ian Holm, but you know what I mean, like that vibe, which was nice.
It was a return to form. It was an Alien movie we haven't seen since 1986.
This is like the Alien Awakens, the Force Awakens equivalent kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's better.
Definitely.
Story-wise, but yeah. Lots
well,
of fans.
he looks like what was his name? Who's the Darth character? The big fake.
Snoke.
Snoke.
Oh my God, that did look like Snoke, didn't it?
Thank you for knowing what I was talking about. I couldn't.
And we get a black character whose only role is to open doors.
This is true.
Yeah.
That's all John Boyega
But he's
did
real
during
chill while
that
he does it.
trilogy. Yeah, he's not yelling someone's name the whole time. He does say rain.
He's one
Sorry.
smooth cat.
I'm not coming for John
Boyega
Boyega. This is me coming for JJ. Like,
Wow. Yeah, he's the doorman, isn't he?
I know how to take the trash out on that planet. I can open all the doors.
The Bagger Vance of Star Wars.
I mean, Andy does get some agency partway through the movie, at least.
Oh yeah, he does. I mean, I wouldn't call it agency. I would call it he becomes an agent of the company.
Right,
Yeah.
but then
agenting.
then they like redo him, and he gets agency at that point on his own. And I don't know.
It's true. He does become a real boy.
They don't do him
I think.
super dirty. It could be
They
worse.
redo him.
He's
He has a
a
glow up.
fascinating character. He's the fucking best acted part of this whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
So fun to watch.
Yeah. No, this is I liked this one. But like I said, it made a good chunk of money, so let's go ahead and play the box office top 10 game.
It wasn't that long ago, but I feel like I wasn't paying attention to anything but the dog and pony show that was our election.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I remembered these movies exist. Well, most of them, but
It didn't have a superhero in it. I wasn't. Okay.
yeah. So, all right, this is the game where I will describe the top 10 movies of the week of August 16th, 2024. And fellas here are going to try to guess what movie I'm describing.
That's Andrea's birthday, August 16th.
That's 4 days before my birthday.
I don't know.
Hey.
Hey.
So maybe Andrea, you and Andrea saw one of these that day.
Maybe. Yeah. We go a lot, so who knows?
So, all right, at number 10 this week, after the events of the first movie, The town of Chanderi is being haunted again. I'm describing a franchise none of us have ever heard of. This is a Bollywood
Is this like
film.
Transylvania? Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Wait, I'm going to read the rest. This time.
I would just give up then on the town.
Yeah, I'm going to give.
Silent Hill that.
Yeah, haunted again. All right.
Is it new ghosts or the same ghosts?
I don't
Haunt me
know.
once.
Brian, I haven't watched this.
It's a mixture of ghosts.
Some new, some
A
old.
melange.
This time, women are mysteriously abducted by a terrifying headless entity. Once again, it's up to Vicky and his friends to save their town and loved ones. This seems to be Bollywood Ghostbusters, but
This time.
a little more Scooby-Doo like.
My name is Vicky.
We talking like 60s Scooby-Doo or 90s Scooby-Doo?
Oh, definitely, definitely some What's New Scooby-Doo.
Understood.
All right, let's see if I can guess it. Ghost.
No,
I can't. Hail.
it's
All we got is ghost, Josh.
this.
I have to calculate so much racism in my brain just now.
It's no one's gonna get it. It's a word that I have to assume is Hindi because I don't know what this means. It's called Stree 2. The first movie was
That means
called
ghost.
Street. Street means ghost in Hindi.
Yes, take it from me.
From Josh. Josh knows. Stree 2. It looks fun. Honestly, the poster, they're all wide-eyed and with flashlights in the dark and like, oh no, ghosts.
I
like
think
it.
that Stree means woman?
It means woman, apparently.
So Woman 2.
Ghost lady.
Nerds.
Ghost lady. The ghostening. The
This time.
Ghost Lady 2. The feminizing.
Dun, dun, dun.
At number 9 this week. An infamous bounty hunter returns to her childhood home and forms an unlikely alliance with a team of misfits. This is a movie that came and went real fast because it's based on a property that is fairly beloved and did not do a good job in its adaptation. It is
Oh, it's not like a La Femme Nikita
no.
remake. I don't know. Female bounty. I'm just trying.
This was at that video game movie.
Yes, it is.
Oh, fuck. Borderlands.
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 Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That was
It
like
really
one of
did
the
come and go.
Yeah, it
most like money losing movies ever made.
did. Yeah.
It lasted literally like 3 weeks in theaters. It got pulled to streaming.
Yeah.
I think at some point we should do it because it sounds like it was awful.
At some point,
Real bad.
At some point, I'd be interested in doing a small, very selected and curated,
Very selected.
video game.
But like Doom and then
Gyllenhaal's
Assassin's
Prince of
Creed,
Persia from
Prince
Disney.
of Persia, this thing.
Yeah, it was a very, very curated.
There's a couple that
Yeah,
are worth
very,
looking at because they're
very-
very bad.
Yeah.
We don't
We
need to do
haven't-
the good ones.
There's
We
a,
never did the OG Mario Brothers.
we
did
didn't. That would be the one to start
That
with.
would be
That's
the
a
beginning.
That's
really bad.
Yeah.
the first
love it
video
so
game
much.
movie. The
Yeah, so much.
It really set the tone.
Unless-
it really
Yeah.
set the tone.
unless you're counting Wizard, it's the first video game movie.
Oh, Wizard Rules. That's its own
Wizard's
thing. man.
awesome, man. But
Did you guys see what's his name? The dude at one of these actors roundtable things. They were talking about playing a video game. And he goes, "I was trapped in a video game once." And some like completely casually, "Really? What was that?" He goes, "Tron." And nobody at the table laughs. It's just I felt so bad for him because he's like, he made a really banging joke at that table, and everybody's just like, "Oh, interesting, man," and they just kept moving right past it.
Wow.
That's funny because it's Bo Bridges in The Wizard that becomes the like Nintendo addict. My mom was a Nintendo addict.
Bo Bridges
Loved it.
Bo Bridges has so left the public consciousness.
For real.
But
He was in Watchmen, though, right?
was he?
Wasn't he the bad guy in the Watchmen?
Maybe.
No. Bo Bridges?
Bo Bridges?
Oh, that's
Isn't he the white-
Don Johnson.
Oh, Don Johnson.
Yeah.
My bad.
Who, he played it so well because you're like, I believe that.
No, The Fabulous Baker Boys is a movie that was weirdly formative for me.
I don't even remember
Same.
what Bo Bridges looks like. All I can see in my mind's eye is Don Johnson.
No. He looks, yeah.
I had to Google him to remember his face.
It's unremarkable.
But considering how beloved.
Nothing like their dad.
Yeah. Considering how enduring and beloved of a figure Jeff is, it's crazy how Bo just left us.
I didn't know they were
Just
siblings
low
until
keys.
now.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I knew because of the Fabulous Baker Boys, which, well, as I said, was strangely formative.
Still working.
He was Earl's dad on My Name is Earl. Quite funny.
Yeah.
That was a while ago now.
Oh yeah, Bo is on the new Matlock.
Yes, he is.
There's new Matlock.
Kathy Bates
Yeah.
is Matlock.
Kathy Bates is Matt.
What?
Yeah.
She's getting
my radar.
nods for that shit.
Yeah.
But she's so the television show Matlock exists in that universe. Because she references it all the time. She's like, I'm Maddie Matlock, like TV. Like the TV
But she doesn't
show.
wear a white suit. I'm so disappointed.
She's just like,
She's in like a blue business suit. She looks great though.
yeah.
What's
she
his
was
name
like-
involved? The Knives Out poker face guy?
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. That's his name. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways,
But I know that he's like a big Peacock or Paramount whatever creator. He's got like a agreement with him, doesn't he?
I think so.
In damn near every
No, that's
noir
Peacock.
style mystery coming out right now, he's got an EP credit on.
Yeah, basically.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
Dude loves
The-
himself mysteries.
Closed room mysteries.
Brick was his first movie.
Yeah.
We did Brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it, and I really like Brick.
Yeah.
Brick, where'd you get a trident? I think you're gonna have to lay low for a while.
I'm gonna have to like.
Brick stabbed a guy. God, remember we could just quote
Escalated.
Anchorman instead of
Yeah, remember?
talking about the news or memes.
I'm going back. I'm going to just quote Anchorman from now on.
Everybody's just gonna break out into song.
Never
We're gonna be
s-
singing
I never
Captain
stop.
Neil.
You have a
I was gonna
whorish
say,
mouth.
you're forgetting the worst part of that era though was listening to people constantly sing Lonely Island songs.
Or quote Rick James. I'm Rick James, bitch. Just randomly.
I'm just going to start quoting Anchorman too. I've got a gun from the
That's
future.
obscure.
I'm here and I've got a gun from the future.
What was fun was working in a bar shortly after Old School came out, and every frat boy doing Total Eclipse of the Heart and throwing the F word in.
Oh,
I see the fucking look in your eye. Every time. Every
Makes me
frat
laugh
boy.
every time though.
Yeah, the real one. The real one.
Yes.
Not Chad.
At number 8 at the box office this week, a father and his daughter bond for a while.
For a while.
Is this a Bond movie?
No. No.
Just you accentuated the word Bond so heavily.
I was thinking body horror for some reason. Like the Thing turned them into one.
No. I accentuated Bond
Human
because
centipede.
I said that instead of the words that were in the thing.
Ah, I see. Yes.
So
There we go.
this is I don't know. I thought it was pretty okay.
All right. Father and daughter.
It was
Are they like noted father and daughter? Is it
no. It's not like that. This is from a filmmaker who let's see, we've done 3 of his movies on this show. He's noted as a filmmaker, kind of an auteur of with some hits, some not so great movies. Some could say that occasionally his career is happening. Sometimes it's not.
Night.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, Trap?
Trap.
At a
His daughter. I get it now. Oh, but that's what the plot synopsis is.
Yeah, John.
His daughter made this movie because his daughter is the fucking surprise protagonist halfway through.
Right, but it's also
I didn't
about
say I wasn't going to see it.
it's also about a girl dad. Like that's what it is. Like,
Don't worry,
True.
Josh. It's happening in the future too.
Oh, fantastic.
But they don't reveal that till the end.
How did these trees get in here? What's happening? The movie.
And Bruce Willis is a ghost. He just pulls out all the stops, plays all the classics.
Bruce Willis is a superhero ghost.
Did you see this, Thoreau?
Not yet. Jude watched it and said he thought it was a lot of fun and very silly.
Ella said this one.
So-
I've heard the same thing. Yeah,
They
I
said
want to see it.
It's a comedy, apparently. It's not sold that way, but it's apparently like almost straight up a comedy.
It's like if Dexter couldn't stop smiling and people kept going, "Why are you smiling like that?"
It's like I was just thinking of murder. Yeah.
Fries, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But it's at a concert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They needed a
Would
way to
it?
get his daughter to sing on stage.
Yeah. And from what I hear, she's not the great actor.
She's a better singer than an actor, is how I heard
Yeah.
it described. And she's not a great singer.
But not Sophia Coppola situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently it came about because she said, "Dad, how can you make a movie about me and my music?" And he said, "Sure."
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you got it to do it, I guess put your kids on, man.
Well, if your dad's a plumber and you ask him to help start a plumbing business, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, your dad's a plumber. You ask him to fix your sink, he's going to do it. So your dad's M. Night
No, but
Shyamalan.
like I want to strike out as my own plumber. Will you help me out?
Dad, Sydney, I don't need to go to plumbing school. I'm going to learn it on the
Yes.
stage.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Oh my whole. Who taught you? Well, my dad. I've met your dad.
Listen, I'm not going to work my way up through the ranks of plumbing. I want to start out as an A-list plumber.
All right, sorry. Digress.
At number 7 this week, a tween girl is maybe a little bit gay. We'll find out all the things she's thinking.
Oh, Inside Out 2.
Inside Out 2.
IO2, as I call it.
Yeah, in the biz. That's what you call
Is
it.
Is the new emotion in the movie gay? Is that like the emotion
I
itself?
think it's cringe.
Or
No,
is one of the new ones, isn't it?
well,
There's
anxiety.
like a cringe one.
Yeah, not
anxiety.
They don't call it cringe, but yeah, it
Anxiety,
is
that's
basically.
Maya Hawke is anxiety.
Ennui is one of them. Yeah, but
ennui.
yeah,
Wow, they get deep.
it wasn't
the
bad.
bitter sting.
No. Riley is clearly like maybe she's supposed to be a little bit gay, but then apparently she was actually supposed to kind of be gay, and then Disney was like, "What if you don't?"
Yeah.
And-
What if we wanted to play this in the Chinese market?
Yeah.
Iger said, "Nah, man."
Uh-huh.
Well, because it is non-specific. That's the whole point. She's going through puberty.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Exactly.
Every prepubescent human is weird.
Yeah. Absolutely. It does portray what it feels
I'm not
like.
saying gay is weird, but like the confusion of those, you know, like
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
did put my finger up my butt. I didn't enjoy it.
Put my finger up someone else's butt. Could leave it or
What do
take
you
it.
know?
Yeah.
It's real. Yeah. Throwing everything at the wall.
It did portray what an anxiety attack feels like visually better than anything I've ever seen.
Well, that's cool.
Really? There have been some good depictions lately, too. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
No, it was spot
Better
on.
than Ted Lasso?
Oh, that was good too. Yeah, but no, this was
the
spot
poop
on.
in his pants as he runs off the field.
At numbers, there's a new. They're making another season of that.
Oh, yeah.
They were supposed to be done. They said they were done. They lied to us.
There's money to be made.
I
They're not
know.
going to leave it on the table. Apple spends so much money on that TV. Let them bring back their one successful show.
Right.
I know.
Hey now.
It's like
hey
the
now.
business they're in.
I will not have that slow horses slander taking
Successful
place.
financially. That is the only show that has made them any money.
Oh, there's
is Ted
plenty
Lasso.
of good shows on Apple, but
Yeah, I didn't say
Hey, now.
any of them were bad. I mean, I like.
I just don't want. I don't want any execs at Apple to catch in the wind that they're not making money on slow horses, and then my one is canceled.
I saw a number the other day, and
Nobody
I
tell
don't.
them.
They have spent like something like $20 billion on producing content. $20
Well,
billion.
good. because
Budgets.
they squeeze a lot of
Budgets on
money
some
out of
of
me.
these shows,
Right? Yeah, that's the return on my iPhone investment.
On I have. Yeah, it's all
And look,
Mac.
Foundation
except for my
looks
laptop.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
that money's going.
Spend
Their
that money
shows
on
all
science
look
fiction.
great.
And they spend so much money on science fiction. Anyways, they've got good shit.
They did. They won an Oscar. They won a Best Picture Oscar. I mean, Christ.
So
Yeah.
yeah, friends, get out there, support Apple.
Support
Support
They
Apple.
could use your,
The little guy.
they could use your help by not updating.
At number 6 this week at the box office, a new member is welcomed to ever-growing family, and an older sibling is intent on tormenting his dad. The dad faces a new problem, and the family's forced to go on the run. I left a lot out of that.
That took a left turn.
That's wild.
This was well, I was going to say I thought it was considered disappointing, but I'm looking at the worldwide box office and I cannot possibly have been disappointing with that number. So I guess it's not disappointing. I heard people were disappointed by the film itself compared to the prior 4 of them. 5? I don't know how many they made. There were some spin-offs,
Wasn't
there
the
were
film
sequels.
itself-
It's numbered number 4, but there were also some spin-off ones, so who knows how many there actually are. Nobody knows.
Is this a despicable?
It's
something or other?
despicable. It is despicable. Steve
Wait,
Carell.
it's just called Despicable?
I was gonna say
Despicable Me 4.
Oh, okay.
Steve
Despicable
Carell's.
is the inevitable gritty reboot we're gonna get.
Yeah, despicable.
Yeah, the live action fucking Despicable Me reboot. Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, what's the subtitle to this one? Carell needs a beach house.
Yeah.
Despicable Me 8.
Grandmas need new
Carell needs a
minion
beach.
memes.
Yeah, that's
Oh, Grandma's been packed away in her own house a long time ago. You get Grandma a house right away.
Yeah. Grandma house. Despicable
No, I was
Me.
saying grandmas around the world on Facebook need new minion memes. That's why those movies continue to exist.
That is what. You're on.
Yes, because all the
Maybe,
Minion
yeah.
memes are produced by the filmmakers and distributed by the filmmakers.
It's like a sad-looking minion. It's like a baby's killed every.
that has to be the
They
only
share
person
shit like
other than the Midwest who are interested in making Minions memes.
Yeah.
Midwest aunts.
It's
Anyway.
it's weird how much Minions took a hold of the imagination of 55-year-old women who work in HR.
They don't speak. But none of those women have watched a fucking Minions movie. All right,
You care?
let's get through this count.
At number 5, we're halfway, guys.
Oh no,
6 hours in, we're halfway through.
this doesn't bode well.
At number 5 this week, Kate Carter, a retired meteorologist, is persuaded to go to Oklahoma with a new team,
Twisters,
Twisters.
baby.
Twisters.
Get twisted.
Did they write $sign on the board after?
Yes, you know they fucking did. You know they walked in and went, no, we're just kidding. But also,
Yeah.
Let's make some
pointed
fucking
at the
money.
sign.
You said his name like he was a badass, and then I heard meteor.
No, her name, Kate Carter.
Her. I'm sorry. Why would I?
This
Yeah,
one
that's true.
was disappointing, box office wise. I
Really?
mean, Yeah, in comparison, it cost almost $200 million and it made $370.
How the fuck does that movie cost $200 million? Did they pour all the money into
There were
CGI
so
tornadoes?
many-
They just gave Glenn Powell a giant block of gold. Like,
You know
just
what? He
literal
deserves it, man. That
solid
guy,
gold.
he's been doing such great work. Like, he's
I
not
can't
my
wait
favorite
for his
actor.
Fred Durst movie.
Hitman
Oh,
was
yeah.
phenomenal.
Dude, you guys
Is
saw that,
a,
right?
a movie with Durst in it? Or it's
He's
about
playing Fred Durst. They're doing a Limp Bizkit movie.
Okay.
Why?
Like,
why would you do that to us?
I think
Because
that it's going to be
the nookie is no longer enough.
I think it's going to be incredibly tongue-in-cheek. It's going to have to be because it's Glenn Powell and everything he does has kind of this element of like, we're not taking this very seriously.
Yeah, it better be tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
We're not going to
They should
suddenly...
cast Brian Cox as Wes Borland.
No, as Fred Durst.
He plays everybody that in System of
Honestly,
a Down.
I just want it to have like the craziest celebrity cameos for like the members of Korn played by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and, you know, like...
Or they could do
Wow.
like the old Korn music video where rappers played all of the members of Korn.
Yes.
Like Lil Jon was one of them and everything.
Happy Corn Week. To everybody.
We're back.
And Jeff Bridges as Kid Rock.
Perfect casting. That's inspired, man. Holy
That's
shit.
actually amazing.
At number 4 this week, this is a re-release. Wandering her rambling old house in her boring new town, a young girl discovers some secrets.
Coraline.
Coraline, the 15th anniversary re-release.
Why? What?
Uh, it's because all the kids
Noted anniversary.
all the kids that were really into it are now 25.
Yeah, Ella.
And then
Oh my gosh. she's
All
lovely.
of the Gen
Good-
all the
for
Gen
good
Zers
reason.
have Gen Alpha babies they won't scare
Yeah,
by
that's
taking
crazy.
them to see that movie.
Yeah, no.
It's crazy because that just implies that they're going to do it in 5 years and be like, now it's the 20th anniversary.
Oh,
It's even a
100%.
bigger
Yeah.
deal.
No, this was Jude's childhood. Like he was into it.
I'm down with re-releases. There are movies I
Yeah.
had, I just never got to see.
It
on
used
a
to be
big
like
screen.
what? Zhivago, Lawrence of Arabia,
Yes,
Star
exactly.
Wars.
I wish
were the
it
only
got a
movies
little
that got
more.
re-released.
Well, I love that they do. I love
Not the
that they
only ones,
do
but-
Ghibli every year.
I do too. I love that. I love how the kids.
Yeah,
Ghibli.
that's it. I mean, they did the Disney movies like every 5 years for up through like the 90s.
Did they do
Yeah.
theatrical
I
runs?
didn't
though?
say-
Yeah, they put Bambi back in the theaters in
Yes.
the 90s.
Oh, I did see Bambi in
Yep.
the theater. That's right.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, I did see Bambi in the theater, and that movie was not made in the 80s or 90s.
No, it was not.
Fuck no.
People forget the second act of that movie is bonkers.
If it was made in the 80s, Bambi would be smoking.
Yeah, yeah. Bambi has. Yeah, everyone just remembers the mom dying, but there's a whole movie after that.
Mhm.
Well, it's hard to pay attention when you're immediately traumatized out the gate.
Disney liked to fuck
Yeah,
with you.
yeah. I thought you were just stopping. Like Disney likes to fuck.
I never heard. I've heard he's a Nazi, but I never heard about
Walt
this.
Walt wearing a nitrous mask. Disney likes to fuck.
Well, he did wander around Disneyland with a
Absolutely.
freaking night robe on. I mean,
I'm not saying he wasn't. Let me make that clear.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Then those were the footnotes to all the other terrible things. All right,
At number 3.
number 3.
Okay. I remember hearing about this. When a woman's first love suddenly re-enters her life, her relationship with a charming but abusive neurosurgeon is upended, and she realizes she must learn to rely on her own strength to make an impossible choice for her future.
Ben Carson's ex-wife, this love story.
This was what's her face, Mrs. Krasinski, not Mrs. Krasinski, Mrs. Deadpool.
Oh, Blake
Blake
Lively.
Lively.
This is the movie that everybody was like,
This is one of those Colleen
Dramatic.
Hoover Trek things.
It was based on a romance novel, apparently, and
It ends with us.
it ends with us. Yes, apparently.
It sounds like a Highlander movie.
I want more Highlander. Give me that.
Yes, please.
They're doing a reboot, not a sequel, a reboot.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
I want the
Is that
most.
is that the one that
Scottish-
Cavill's supposed to be in?
I think maybe he could be a Highlander. Pretty sure.
That hit sounds like something he would be in.
Highlander is one of my favorite accent movies of all time because we've got a
Oh,
Scottish
yeah.
guy doing
I'm a Spaniard.
a Scottish
I'm
guy
the Spaniard.
play, yeah, and then a is he French or is he from the Netherlands? Whatever, Christopher Lambert.
Yeah.
He's one of those two playing a Scottish guy. Neither of them doing an
Landers.
accent.
I think
And
it
then
was
Clancy
French.
Brown doing Clancy
French.
Brown things.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs.
Exactly. And then yeah, no, but apparently this movie plays the abuse as a twist at the end, like an M. Night Shyamalan twist. I mean, they play back all the scenes like it's apparently a crazy movie. Like crazy.
There was something about she had like final say on edits, and the director was very unhappy.
Yeah, no. The director in the in press interviews, they were asking about a sequel because apparently there's like 12 of these books or something. I don't know, but
Jeez.
yeah,
In each one, there's another crime that's a twist.
It's a twist. The murder's the twist.
no.
in This one.
And in it, her interiority is expressed because she writes letters to Ellen DeGeneres.
What the
Oh
fuck?
my God.
What are we
Baby
doing?
James.
Not Ellen DeGeneres playing
What
a
are we
character.
doing?
The real life
Shut it all
person Ellen
down.
DeGeneres. Yeah.
It's like, please
know
let
what?
me be on your show.
Everybody on Earth who wants to write a screenplay, go ahead, do it. The stuff they're putting money towards, do it.
Yeah.
You may get
Do it.
lucky.
I think it's fascinating that Blake Lively had supposedly final edit, like on this movie, and also changed the ending of the Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
Right.
The last like 4 or 5 minutes of the movie is on some note that she gave her husband.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, but apparently, like the director in pressers was asked about a sequel, and he's like, I don't know, ask Blake. She's the one who made the movie. At number 2 this week, the movie that Blake Lively changed the end of.
EP.
Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Sorry, Alan.
DP dubs.
Double penetration and Wolverine.
And opening at number 1, while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young space colonists come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe, the movie-going public.
Alf.
Oh my God, I want to see an Alien parody with Alf. Ooh, that is the box office top 10 game, which brings us to the production of the film itself. Alien Romulus was directed by Fede Alvarez, written by Fede Alvarez and Rodo Sayogwe. I'm sure I said that completely wrong. Fede Alvarez is known for doing the Evil Dead reboot, Don't Breathe. Oh, he directed the sequel to, right? Is that yeah, The Girl in the Spider's Web. Is that one of the Dragon Tattoo movies?
Yes, it is.
Weird. Yeah. Starring nobody from the first film, which was a great movie. And my hot take is that the Fincher girl with the dragon's tattoo is better than the original Swedish one. But Fede Alvarez, he also made the Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot in 22. So mostly he's a horror guy. He's a Uruguayan filmmaker, and his writing partner Rodo Sayugwe is also Uruguayan. Of course, he helped write most of the movies that Fede Alvarez made. This film was supposed to be straight to streaming, kind of like Prey.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Disney acquired 21st Century Fox in 2019. And they wanted to make an Alien movie. They wanted it to go straight to Hulu. So they brought on Fede, and it was the script and production was looking good enough. They decided to put it in theaters, and I'm sure they're glad they did, because they made several $100 million in profit.
Yeah. A hit and a decent Alien movie.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's right about Prey. That would have crushed it in theaters.
Absolutely. That was a huge mistake.
Word of mouth was the biggest thing for that movie. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This film was done. Let's see. Fede wanted to use as much practical as he could.
Boy, did they!
The aliens were
Killed it.
were mostly dudes in suits. The guy at the end was a dude in a suit. It was a basketball
player.
A basketball player. Yeah.
I'm sure it was just a dude in a suit.
Multiple remote control face huggers on wheels. So a lot of those face huggers that we see chasing them are being driven. They're not like, obviously they're like CGIing their legs moving more accurately, but a lot of that motion is real.
Yeah, there was a visceralness to this that I haven't seen since the 86 Aliens. It's
a good way to put it.
Yeah. So it's funny. So Kaylee Spaney, who plays Rain, is 5'1", and that basketball player was 7'2". So
you guys all saw the
That's
behind
awesome.
the scenes footage of them, right? Standing together.
I haven't seen that. No.
Fede put this behind the scenes footage out just because he wanted the actor who played the creature at the end to be able to show his friends and family that he was really in the movie. And it's just him standing there, kind of swaying, kind of like trying to keep his balance, whatever, with this big thing on him in front of Kaylee Spaney, and she is dwarfed by him. The movie does not give it justice to how much bigger than her he is. He is fucking huge.
Yeah. Yeah. They did a really great job with the effects in this. I liked everything about the production. I loved the soundtrack was great. I loved the use of red throughout the film.
Yeah.
Which is red isn't a color you see a lot in Alien movies, but he used it very effectively here.
This really has its own theme, and red is part of that. Rook coming back, or Ash coming back as Rook.
Yeah.
Looks much better on a flat screen TV than it did in the movie theater.
It looked okay. I mean, it was pretty good. It didn't take me out for more than a few seconds when I first saw it, but
I listened to an interview with Fede, and he said it wasn't required by SAG-AFTRA yet that you had to ask the family, and he told Fox and Disney no, I'm calling the estate of Ian Holm and asking them. We're not doing it unless they give me permission. They're like, well, you don't have to. We could just do it anyway.
It's like, hey,
credit to him for doing that. And another thing that he said during the test screenings, the people who were bothered by Rook's appearance were people who knew that he was in the first Alien movie. People who did not know that there was a robot named Ash in the first Alien movie didn't get that. They were like, I thought it was cool. I don't know. He looked broken. He looked like a broken robot. Whereas everybody else is like, he didn't look like Ash. I'm like, that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, the face had a little bit of that weird, smooth CGI thing, which was camouflaged by him being broken to some extent.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it kind of has a corpse paw kind of thing to it.
there's something where the forehead's are weird on those.
Yeah, it looks like the
CGI.
face is slipping around on the skull.
Yeah.
Almost. I think they edited it again before it released to streaming. I think that it got a final touch up
Definitely.
So
because it was jarring that first viewing.
So our cast stars Kaylee Spaney as Rain Carradine. Kaylee Spaney has had a hell of a 2024, 23 and 24, I guess. Priscilla, Civil War, and Alien Romulus. The last 3 films. She's also had a big 2018. Not much in between, which is funny. 2018, she was in Pacific Rim Uprising, Bad Times at the El Royale, On the Basis of Sex, and Vice.
She was in Vice. Interesting.
She played a young Lynn Cheney.
Yep.
Liz Cheney?
Lynn Cheney.
Lynn.
Oh, is that the wife?
Yeah. She was the.
Because I know Lon Chaney is the werewolf.
Yeah, she played a young Lon Chaney. Well, not many people know that Dick Cheney and Lon Chaney were married. That's how Lon Chaney got the name.
He's a wolf man.
She was in The Craft Legacy, a movie that I'm only now discovering exists. I didn't know there was a sequel to The Craft.
She's witchy.
Yeah. But yeah, playing Priscilla and the lead of Civil War was really kind of what bumped her up into A-list or near A-list.
What's the guy who did Civil War's name? The director?
It's Alex Garland.
Alex Garland. She did Debs with Alex Garland also, and Alex Garland and Fede Alvarez are good friends. I'm assuming that was kind of where he got her from, was seeing her work with Alex Garland.
Was Devs any good?
I really liked it. She plays a boy genius in it, which is interesting because I had seen Civil War prior to watching it and being like, oh, she's playing a boy. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Like a 15-year-old wonderkind kind of thing.
She was also in Mayor of Easttown. She played the girl who gets murdered in the first 5 minutes.
She's just the body face down in the mud.
She's the Laura Palmer, yeah.
I literally was gonna say Laura Palmer.
Yeah, she does have scenes where she's alive.
She does,
but
yeah.
Total, just like Laura Palmer, flashbacks.
Yeah. David Johnson plays Andy the android. His name is Andy. He's an android. See, it's a thing.
It sings.
It rhymes. He has mostly done television.
Mostly.
Mostly.
He's mostly done television. Mostly.
He was in a show called
At Night. Nobody.
At Night. Yes, At Night. Let's see. He was in a show called Deep State, and he was the lead of Industry for.
That is a show that is real big with people of my ethnic identity and demographic. Real big.
I've heard of it. I have not watched it. But
is Industry British?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like it's like it's like Succession, but from the other end, like the young, ambitious, upstart, like junior execs at the company, like eating each other and drowning each other.
I saw this advertised
get money
before Succession. This is an HBO thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. He's before this movie wise was in something called Rye Lane, which is very British. He's in a movie this year called Bonhoeffer, which I don't know what the fuck that is.
Dietrich Bonhoeffer. He was a guy who survived the Nazis.
That's right.
Lives.
That's right.
Oh. No. He died. He died.
That's right.
He was a pastor in the States, worked in black churches, and he was German. When the Nazis took over, he felt that it was his, like, he was on some Nat Turner, John Brown type shit, where he was like,
wild in Germany.
Hitler Hitler has to die. And I'm gonna go back to Germany and help conspire to kill him. And he
dies
was
like-
one of the conspirators in a failed attempt on Hitler, and they were all executed.
Wow.
Like late 30s too, right? It wasn't even in the
It
like,
was
peak of the
before,
war. It was
like
before.
Right.
The poster to this movie is crazy because it has like Bonhoeffer, I assume, like just standing in the foreground, and in the background, like in red, overlooking him just as a head, like he's Michael Myers or like Leatherface. It's Hitler. Just
Yeah. Hell he is. Yeah.
oh god. Okay. Tyler, the main dude in this, who was the Rain's ex-boyfriend, Kay's brother, is played by Archie Renault. There's a lot of young British dudes in this. He is let's see, mostly been in. His biggest role was probably he was the lead in Shadow and Bone, that TV show from Netflix, which nobody watched, but apparently got 3 seasons.
It's Netflix. They do
We saw him in Morbius. He played Bobby.
that. Oh yeah, Bobby.
You know, Bobby from Morbius.
Bobby Morb.
He the second person to say it's Morbin time.
I think he's third or fourth. I don't know.
It's hard to
Morbin
keep
time.
track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, he's mostly been in like British rom-coms, it looks like. Isabella Merced as Kay. She's the pregnant sister. Isabella Merced was the lead in the Nickelodeon show 100 Things to Do Before High School. Which
She played live action Dora, right?
That was live action Dora, yes. And we saw
Dora.
her most recently. We saw her in Madam Web. She was the she was the sassy one who would like not the like rich one, but the one that lived in the same building as Madam Web.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Morb
That
and
movie's a
Web.
mess.
Oh, all of the. I don't know why Sony hates Spider-Man. Craven's
It's
about
just-
to come out to remind us they hate him.
Really, I think at this point it's just that Avi Arad has just taken control of everything, and he's like, "No, we're doing what I think is cool because I know what the kids think is cool."
I don't know. After watching Madam Web, I was like, why do they hate this universe of theirs?
Yeah, why do they hate their own characters so much? Yeah.
We're gonna have to do Craven, aren't we?
Oh, we
Yeah.
are. We'll be craving it. We'll be craving it all. And
It looks just
Somebody
like
fire
Morbius.
Aaron. Somebody fire Aaron Taylor Johnson's manager.
yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, you've done
Just
it
put him-
enough. Take it.
One step further away from becoming James Bond like he wants to be.
Isabella Merced will be playing Hawk Girl in the upcoming Superman gun movie.
Hawk Girl. Okay, I
Hawk
thought you
Girl.
said Hot Girl. I was like,
I thought you said hot girl.
Hawk Girl with a K.
Hawk to a.
Hawk to a
I'm
girl.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Please, no, dear God.
In the big
I'm
screen
sorry I said that.
adaptation of Hawk to a
Let
girl.
it die.
Yeah, I've seen that already.
Spike Fern plays Bjorn, aka the cockneyest dude in town.
the cousin
Yeah.
fucker.
Yeah, cousin fucker.
Shut your fucking face, cousin fucker.
He played Vandal in the Batman, and that's not a
Oh, he's the
character.
guy.
The goons who gets beat up.
Yes,
He's the first goon that Batman beats up that we watch. That's where I recognized him from.
That's where I know you from. Batman beat you.
he plays Tyler James in the Amy Winehouse biopic.
I tried to forget they made that.
Yeah.
That sounds really sad. I don't want to watch that.
No, I absolutely don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
Ugh. And let's see. Rounding out our cast is Eileen Wu as Navarro, our first one who gets chest bursted.
What is she from?
Apparently, Alien Romulus and the upcoming movie The Chinatown Dancer.
Oh,
Absolutely nothing. Let's see. Does IMDb give us on her?
because I thought she was really good. I was really impressed by her like gruffness. She reminded me of Vasquez, but like subtly Vasquez.
Yeah.
Like just like all of a sudden you realize like, oh shit, she's the one flying the ship. Oh damn, she looks cool smoking a cigarette. Like,
Yeah.
and then she dies.
Yeah, no. This is her big break. She has a couple short films on her IMDb, and that's it. This is it.
One of the things I love about this movie is that there aren't a lot of like really well-known faces at all.
No, Kaylee Spaney is the most well-known. I mean, unless we're counting.
They always like that.
But
Yeah, well, and her career like just started.
Yeah.
Really.
yeah,
And this is one of the more diverse casts we've gotten in an Alien movie in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly since the first one and the second.
yeah.
Yeah.
They based the animatronic head, which they did create an animatronic Ian Holm head, and then CGI'd the face and stuff.
There's not that much CGI on that face,
Not that much,
which is surprising.
Yeah.
It's a lot of just like touch-up stuff.
But the animatronic they created from a scan that he made during the Lord of the Rings.
Which I think Weta worked on this, so I think Weta had that Weta workshop or whatever.
Yeah. Let's see. Trevor Newland does all of the stunt xenomorph work. I'm gonna not be able to say this. Robert
for it.
Bobrovsky is the basketball player. He's Hungarian, who plays the who plays Snoke at the end. They should have gotten him for to actually do Snoke in the sequel trilogy, so they didn't have to do it all CGI.
Maybe nobody had found him yet.
They handpicked this guy. They went looking, and this is who they found, which is really neat.
Doesn't look like he's played in the NBA. It looks like he's mostly plays
I think
in
he's
the
a European league.
Yeah, European League.
Yeah, just out in the countryside, just dominating little Hungarian. Stuffing every layup.
Real quick, the score was done by Benjamin Wallfisch, who did Blade Runner 2049, the It movies, and the upcoming Kraven the Hunter.
Hell yeah, brother.
He also did The Flash. So, Alien Romulus has 80% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, 85% audience score. Generally considered good.
Unless you're an Alien fan, it seems.
Yeah.
Lots of Alien fans have lots of things to say about this movie. I blame Ridley. He opened that can of worms.
Ridley does nothing but open cans of worms.
Oh, and he was executive producer on this too, right?
He was, yeah. Oh, and let's not forget that our good old friend, what's his face?
Dan O'Bannon.
Dan O'Bannon got paid again right up front there, based on characters created by.
Well, O'Bannon's dead. His estate got the money, I guess.
His estate.
I noticed Walter Hill's name. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Walter Hill, who directed Butch Cassidy.
Yeah. Huh.
For all you hating Alien fans out there, Ridley said himself he likes this shit. So,
He said, I like this shit.
And Ridley got approval on everything.
Actually,
or gave approval for everything.
Yeah. I think actually, Jeremy, the quote was specifically, "This shit is bananas." BANANAS.
that's my bad. How dare I misquote the GOAT?
I think that it's nice for him to feel like he can kind of let this thing go. Maybe get one more movie out, but feel like, okay, cool. The kids are all right. People will continue making these movies, and they're not going to turn this into complete and total dreck like the direction it had been heading in.
I was just happy that we got an Alien movie that wasn't about, but what is the purpose of life in the universe and who has created us all?
This is the first Alien movie that it felt like I could do with you guys. Like, this would be a situation that the five of us could be like, shit, man, here we go again. All the other Alien movies don't feel like that except for Alien itself. You know, like we're not a band of like bounty hunting criminal robbers, pirates. We're not Marines.
We would all be dead within moments. Moments.
Yeah.
I'd have a few because I'd throw you in.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We'd all be. It's all about outrunning the bear.
I'm like,
sorry, guys. I got my cardio down.
I, for one, want to welcome our alien overlords.
I've got some Letterboxd reviews here. User Louis Peitman writes, I'm starting to feel like the Weyland-Yutani Corporation does not have our best interests at heart. 5 stars.
This is the first movie where I would say maybe they do.
No.
The means don't justify the ends. But Rook gives the company's justification plainly.
Yeah, I mean,
novel viruses, the people are dying in mass in the colonies.
It's clearly
the colonies are failing.
It's indentured servitude, though. Clearly,
yeah. Like
they
that
keep
lady
raising the stakes.
That lady chose
just power and space capitalism.
Yeah. That one lady behind the kiosk chose to extend her hours at that moment.
I don't think she chose. I think that she was given instruction to not let people leave.
Sure, I don't think.
That's the company. Yeah, I think she's another cog in the machine. She's the banality of
Yeah,
Weyland-Yutani only wants humans to be better so that humans can continue rating monetary value for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Commodity.
Yes. They're Jeffrey Bezos. They only want.
But in all the other Alien movies, we get the like perfect organism. It's a weapon. This is the first time where it's like, no. We're trying to change humanity. Like, oh, okay, evolve humanity.
I'm sorry, but
why do you keep defending them?
I'm sorry, but this made me laugh so much last night. We were there's a basil. Moon has a really nice big basil plant on, and last night we were sitting there looking at it, and we were talking about Jeffrey Bezos, and she looked at it. She's like, "That plant's name is Jeffrey Basil." It made me laugh so hard.
Every time you pluck it, you feel a little better.
Letterboxd user Aurora writes, things not to bring into space: pregnant women, British people. End of list. 3.5 stars.
Really, anyway.
British people especially.
Do not bring British people into space.
Don't give them the wrong idea.
Always betray you.
They'll bring a flag.
The British person's gonna find some spices and things are gonna get real weird real fast.
I love that Britain decided to enslave half the known world for spices and then not use them in their cooking.
Just have the worst food. It's honestly, I think it's a flex. Like, they're flexing on the rest of the world. Like, we colonized you for this, but we don't use this.
Google stargazy pie if you want to be really fucked up for a while.
Ugh. Nope. Ugh.
They eat like Jell-O the Blitz is still happening, Josh.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's still beans on
boiled
toast.
Steak.
It's like, you're right. There's nothing wrong with beans on toast, but come on.
But
you don't
why
have
is that your main food?
It's like when you go to Mexico. It's like, I want to give you this money so you buy better gum than chiclets.
I think comfort food. I think of like roast, collard greens. Heck, spaghetti, even things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They think of comfort food. They're like boiled steak with jellied eels.
Their favorite.
Like, what are you doing?
And a picture of the queen.
Their favorite sauce is literally called brown sauce. What is it? It's brown.
It's curry.
It's
just
brown. That's the flavor.
I'm pretty sure that it's curry, isn't it?
No,
No.
it's brown
No.
gravy.
Curry is separate. Their curry is separate.
Oh God!
Which is
Yeah.
also
I thought they had
crazy.
just like anglicized curry.
No, brown sauce is like basically gravy, but like less flavorful.
They did anglicize curry. Chicken tikka masala is a British
Yeah.
dish.
Yeah.
But made by East Indians, but in Britain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but we know who
They
made it.
added peas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like chop suey.
Yeah, in much the way,
Still.
same way chimichangas are an American dish made
Orange
by
chicken.
Orange chicken.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Make
Yeah.
no mistake. It wasn't some British eaten.
I saw a thread once where British people were talking about the spiciness of paprika. Guys,
You gotta get out of my face with that.
It's a spicy deviled egg.
It's a hard day's spice.
and
Like if you just gave them like just table salt from any of the restaurants here in town, like they'd just explode. Their brain would explode. It'd be too much.
Yeah.
no, my one of my favorite things to do is just watch videos of British people trying barbecue for the first time.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Or American food, yeah.
There was
yeah.
one I saw where the guy was like he took his first bite of brisket and just stopped and stared straight into the camera for like a solid 15 seconds and then said, "I have to call my mother," and picked up his
Yeah.
phone.
Soul food.
I saw a bunch
yeah.
of guys trying biscuits and gravy for the first
Yep.
time.
Yeah. And of course, they first looked at it. They're like, it just looks like a. There are videos of
looks like
British
British
kids. Even they're like, "Oh, that looks terrible," and then they're all, "Stop me up!"
Yeah, no, then they're like, "Food can taste. Food can taste."
My favorite is like just basic shit over here, like Popeyes.
Oh my
Giving a
god!
British person Popeyes for the first time.
Right.
All right. And finally, Letterboxd user AJ just writes, "Alien shitulous, half a star."
I came here to say that.
So that's about it, fellas. It's time. You want to jump into this movie?
Sure, I got one day before retirement, I think. Let me go check with the corporate office.
No, wait. Sorry, 7 years.
Hang on, let me get my Reeboks.
Here we go. This is Alien Romulus. We open on space. Shocking, I know. There's a probe. It wakes up. It's come to the wreckage of the Nostromo from the first movie. It finds a cocoon and grabs it and goes. Wilford Brimley's inside.
The goot's inside.
It also grabbed the narcissist, which is the escape pod. We just don't see it doing that. Because that is hidden at like 2 points in the movie. We see Ripley is in this movie inside her escape pod.
Huh. I did not notice this.
It's impossible to see unless you're like
Wait. So why didn't
by framing it
why? Wait. So it grabbed it?
and then re-released it.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
So it didn't take it anywhere. It was just like, nope, not that.
Well, no, I think it brought it to, or it like dumped it somewhere else so that it wasn't where she was initially.
Oh, so they were it was specifically trying to have no witnesses is what
Yeah.
was happening. Gotcha. Which is why she didn't wake up until Paul Reiser was in town. Let's see, it goes back to a space station where people continue to make a series of terrible decisions in the name of capitalism. I feel like the Wayland Yutani is just working entirely on the sunk cost fallacy at this point when it comes to the aliens. They're like, we lost we lost our main dude, we lost our main robot, we've invested billions, we're gonna get this fucking alien thing working.
Well, and
Whoever took over for old Wayland just really fucking likes aliens. He's like, guys, come on. Aliens, though. Like, how cool are aliens?
And
that's just like vibes.
Station, it existed prior to this mission. Like, the alien was only on the station for 170 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious what that station was doing prior to this capture.
I would bet it probably had, like, because of the way that it's outfitted for biological research, it probably had sort of the same purpose, but the alien was just like a idea of, what if we did a little fucking around with this thing?
I'm sure it went swimmingly. We cut to a title card. They do like a reverse. It fades out instead of fading in line by line.
Yeah. And it's cool that we get the inverse. We don't look at the alien. We get the shell that the alien was inside as that shot, which was confusing as hell. Like, it hurt my brain in the theater being like, what am I looking at? Like, oh, we could pour a mold in that.
What I've learned from the Alien franchise is that in space, no one can see anything. It's all very dark.
There was a prequel comic that Fede and his writing partner wrote, which is really neat that they got the opportunity to actually write a comic book. Because he'd said, like, that's the thing I wanted to do. So it was cool to be able to do all the tie-in material, plus the Reebok shoes they released. And they did trading cards. So he and the co-writer had to, like, very carefully write the verbiage on the trading cards, because the trading cards are still a thing that, like, fans argue about. There's some there's some contentious points on a couple of trading cards from the Aliens movie, I guess.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
not that big of a fan, but
that's hilarious. Apparently they took a lot of inspiration from Alien Isolation also.
At every dramatic point, there's a phone in the movie. Because that's where you charge or you save your game.
Yeah. So we, after the title card, we cut to Rain Carradine. She's dreaming about wide open spaces, like the Dixie Chicks. She wakes up. We find out she lives in basically an Amazon warehouse, but it's a mining colony on Jackson Star. She's there with her best friend, Andy the android, who her parents reprogrammed for her to be her friend. I loved this. I loved Andy. I'm sorry. This is the most we've seen of this society in any movie.
Yeah. I mean, we get to Hadley's Hope and everybody's gone. It's fascinating how packed everybody is on this massive planet. Everybody is just, like, packed in because that's the only spot with atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Packed in. Although I have to wonder, how expensive are parakeets on this fucking place? Because, man, you'd think,
seriously,
you'd think there'd be a better way at this point than the
probably
parakeet.
breed them and incubate them and stuff.
Sure.
I mean, they're birds. You can grow them in a metal jar or a metal tub with heat.
You can put them. You can grow them hydroponically.
Yeah.
So,
I did like 'cause we've never really seen Earth. I think in the last movie, Covenant, at Peter Whalen's house at the very beginning, there's the panoramic window. That might have been fake, like a hologram, because it was showing a wide open landscape.
I think that
whatnot.
was a real place. Because I think that they were still on Earth before, because it's implied that Wayland lives on Mars when he's giving the the TED talk, or not the TED talk, his little, like, and these are the space scientists in charge of the mission in Prometheus. I think that this was his Earth home. We see his Martian home. Not this, but the White Room was on Earth, I think.
yeah. No,
But here we have, like, the first planet side Earth colony.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's the first time we see,
And how dire it is.
yeah. it's basically, it's basically
Both of her parents just died.
just died. Yeah. Which is crazy.
This was not the This was not the colony that the Covenant kids wanted.
No, it's not, but it's probably what they were going to get. It's interesting that where they want to get to is a non-Weyland-Yutani planet. So like Weyland-Yutani doesn't own everything.
Yeah, there's a socialist government that is less powerful than Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah. And let's not forget, in Resurrection, we discover Weyland-Yutani collapsed and Disney took its place.
No, was it Walmart? It was Walmart, I think.
Oh,
right?
Walmart. No, I think was it Walmart or Disney?
I thought it was Walmart.
Maybe it was Walmart.
I thought it was Walmart also.
Yeah, okay, it's Walmart then. There would have been some sort of like weird irony if in it being Disney. So she's trying to leave. She goes up to Deborah in HR and says, "My time's up." And Deb's like, "Nuh-uh, it ain't. You got to be here another 5 to 6 years."
Yeah, again, is my mic working?
Yeah.
Sorry. That indentured servitude, it's like sharecropping, and that's how the North got away with, we don't have slaves, but you're never going to work off the interest.
Exactly.
It's always going to be extended.
Yeah, it will never end. It's like 22% APR. You're never going to get out of it.
Exactly. If people were allowed to just pay their student debt.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So some bullies mess with Andy and damage him. She rescues him, fixes him up a little bit. Andy's been telling bad jokes the whole time. Her dad programmed him to tell dad jokes.
Well, and I'm sure this gang of orphans heard him tell a dad joke and went, "My dad's dead, you son of a bitch."
We're a gang of orphans.
Right.
Why? It's Christmas. It's Christmas Day, sir.
We'll get you, governor. Yeah.
It's a hard knock life.
May I have some more?
We're the hooligans.
I loved the earlier the cornbread reference.
Yeah.
We saw that in Aliens. There was the whole deal about the cornbread.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Also known as maize.
maize. I call it maize bread. No one likes me for that.
Maze.
She goes and visits her friends. Her ex Tyler, his sister Kay, their cousin Bjorn, and Bjorn's adopted sister Navarro. They've got a plan. They found they say it's a ship, but it's really a station. I call it a sling station. Floating in space.
They say it's a ship because they think it's a ship.
Yes. They don't realize.
Jeremy and I
it's a
were
space
talking about
station.
this. So they discovered this thing when they're out hauling some rocks, right? Because they get a ping from it. It's also got 36 hours before it hits the thing, or 3 weeks before it hits the thing.
The
So
rings
time is-
around the planet. Yeah.
Yeah. Time is a wasting. And what does Weyland-Yutani like to do? Crew expendable, put some people where they need them. So who do you send to get this thing from the station back down to your planet? A couple of kids with the hope of living forever.
So wait. You're thinking Weyland-Yutani
Knew about this and rigged the whole thing up. Yeah.
I mean, that's really a hope and a prayer that they're going on there. Wouldn't it have been easier to just simply tell people to go do it?
Because if they had alerted someone, a team that didn't have a robot, that didn't have an android friend, then they really would have gotten on there.
I have to assume someone in charge on this planet's got a robot somewhere.
But also, it's hard to get people replaced, so replacing leadership is different than replacing a bunch of, orphaned kids. But when we see the Corbalon take off, there is a man doing the classic Weyland-Yutani, wearing a jacket, like a big fur coat, like a fur collared coat with a baseball cap on, smoking a cigarette. He is framed in like the bottom third as the ship takes off, watching them.
Interesting.
Which to me implies that the company is like, oh, cool, they're off. They should be done they should be dead in 3 hours,
Interesting. Okay. I hadn't caught that. They want to board the ship and take its cryopods so that they can leave this planet and never look back, because it takes 9 years to get to the planet they want to go to, and they can't survive in space that long outside of cryo sleep.
Yeah, not enough atmosphere or food or water.
Mm-hmm. So they need Andy specifically to talk to the ship because he's a Weyland-Yutani android. At first, Rain refuses the call, but then she reconsiders and answers the call. So they get in the ship. They fly up there. The ship's called the Corbalon. The space station is called the Renaissance. They discover at that point that it is a station and not a ship.
We see Bjorn do one of the funniest, dumbest things you can do in space is use the Coriolis effect, Al? With the atmospheric changes and the gravitational effects on atmosphere or whatever, to light his joint, and then immediately face it, he just smokes the whole thing to his face. That dude is so high for the rest of this movie.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a little bit of the Fifield Milburn going on. The two worm scientists.
That
actually didn't make sense to me, because the way they were lifting off, I think they were trying to imply that the gravity boost from the acceleration of the thing was what made the flame go really high and him to suck it in. But it seemed like it was the wrong direction to me.
Well, I don't know if it would be affected by gravity because it's a flame.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because heat rises, and it's not really going to get pulled down. It doesn't weigh heavy.
I have yet to conduct my smoking experiments in space.
Dude, I cannot wait.
I think we should hit up Bezos and see if he'll fund. This is the real research that needs to be happening.
This is a question Jude and I had once. It's at this point, which I'm pretty sure I 100% know the answer. Has anyone ever smoked in space? I can't imagine any space agency has allowed
none of the
flames and cigarettes to go into space.
We don't have a nitrogen-rich atmosphere in our ships, because that's what would make it inert enough. It's super oxygenated. It would be way too dangerous.
Yeah, I imagine lighting a cigarette in any sort of space capsule vehicle or station would be almost instant death.
Well, I mean, you can do an open flame. It's just a huge risk. It's an incredibly huge risk. Because I've seen people light up flame like a Bunsen burner or something like that in space, and it's fascinating to see. But yeah, cigarettes are a little volatile in the sense that they leave little flakes of smoky hot stuff.
Yeah. So they let's see, they discover that it's going to be colliding with the rings in 36 hours. Or at least they tell the audience that at that point. Tyler and Bjorn take Andy and go onto the station because they need Andy to open up the doors. They turn the power back on. They find the cryopods, but there's not enough fuel in the cryopods for a full 9 years of stasis. This is the point where Rain finds out Kay is pregnant. This is Schrodinger, or not Schrodinger. This is Chekhov's fetus. Tyler and Bjorn and Andy head to the cryo fuel depot.
Tyler and Bjorn start an emo band.
Right.
They also had Chekhov's gravity purges.
Yes, Chekhov's gravity purges. Gravity is off and on. They do get it on permanently, or consistently at least. When at some point after floating and falling for a little bit.
They power up the ship. It surprisingly still has power.
Yeah. So they head down to the cryofuel depot. Bjorn's a big old asshole who tells Andy that he's not allowed on the new planet. No androids allowed.
Oh, that's important with the Kay, and she talks about the baby. Who's the father? Just some asshole. Meanwhile, Bjorn being an asshole to everybody the entire time.
Yeah, it's 100% Bjorn. 100%. Yeah. Rain already knew about this. She just didn't want to tell him because she was sad about it. They when they get to the fuel area, or what they think's the fuel area, they unintentionally trigger a lockdown.
Well, it is. There is cryofuel there.
Yes, it is stored there, but that's not the primary purpose of this area they're in.
Well, I think the room was repurposed to hold stuff. Because again, 170 days earlier was the first time they'd ever had the alien on board.
something, Burt Ward.
The cryofuel I thought was keeping the face huggers frozen.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. And I think there was extra cryofuel there, but they were all in cryo sleep additionally, right?
Yeah.
And when they tried to get the fuel, it thawed them out
Immediately.
Yeah.
Ugh. Watching that temperature rise and being like, oh, that's Fahrenheit. Oh, fuck.
I just figured that was the fuel that was keeping them cold. So when they popped it out.
Right. I guess they assumed it was a depot, but it was actually just in use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it gets locked down. They aren't able to get the door open. But so Rain and Navarro head over to try to help them get the door open. They find a module from a broken android.
Ian Holm.
Yeah, a broken Ian Holm. Which they take with them, and they slide through the door and tell them to put it in Andy so that Andy can talk to the ship more.
Put it in him.
He's like, wait, what?
Gatorade.
Yeah.
Put it in
This
you.
is one of my favorite shots in this movie is him freezing and looking up.
Yeah.
And they like have all the shit start to happen around him. Oh, so good.
They stick it in him and he freezes, rebooting. A bunch of face huggers wake up.
Speaking of face huggers, I wish Andy just had the pinwheel on his face while he was rebooting. That's what I wish. I wasted a wish on that.
Go back and watch it, Josh. You'll see it's changed.
That's right.
Awesome.
You
if any one of us is the genie, it's you. Stoic.
So when Andy wakes back up, he is now a full-on Weyland-Yutani bot. The face huggers are attacking. One manages to stick its tube down Navarro's throat. Yeah. Face hugger tube tastes so gross.
Well, okay, so Andy, for every other door, and he kind of brags about it, I was able to shut the door, perfect timing, blah, 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 blah. Did he shut this door a little late on purpose so that one of them could get infected? Because he's now functioning with the Weyland-Yutani priorities.
Maybe. So yeah, they end up getting the face hugger offer, but that's okay. It's
so there were complaints from fans about how quickly she was impregnated, but we don't know how long she was on the ground while they were trying to figure out getting Ian Holm Rook hooked up to the thing, how long it took for them to walk back up to the ship. Like this could have taken them an hour, which is more than enough time in the Alien universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting seeing fans be like, she got impregnated in like 3 minutes. And it's like, I don't know if it was 3 minutes. On screen, sure, from face hug to chest burst.
That face hugger was ready to go. I mean, it'd been a long time since it had gotten any.
It was
just give me 10 minutes and I can go again.
Yeah. So they they get out, they escape from the face huggers. And they head back to Rook. They reactivate him. He reveals that the cocoon contained the xenomorph, killed most of the crew. They experimented on the alien and reverse bioengineered the face huggers. The xenomorph escaped, and everybody died. But and its acidic blood melted through the hull, causing an explosive decompression of Remus. The space station was made up of two modules, Romulus and Remus. Remus decompressed.
How cool though does that thing look?
Oh yeah,
just like the charred. They finally killed the big chap.
Yeah. So Bjorn and Navarro and Kay go back to the ship, and at this point the xenomorph bursts out of Navarro, killing her. The Corbelan kind of takes off and then crashes. It's a big sequence into Romulus's hangar, which accelerates the station, and so it's going to collide with the rings more quickly. Meanwhile, the baby xenomorph is out on the town having a grand old time.
Baby xenomorph.
Yeah.
Like it's the Muppet Babies.
It makes your dreams come true. Bjorn uses a stun baton on it, but gets sprayed with its blood, which kills him. Kay escapes into the Romulus. The xenomorph's chasing her. Rain and Tyler go to try to rescue her. They find her. They get to a door, and it's closed, and the xenomorph's behind there. And Andy refuses to open the door because he thinks the xenomorph is using her as bait. And the shot where the tail just comes around and you just see her being lifted back, that was awesome.
He really does a good job of the like early 90s shaky cam to like action edit. He really gives that feeling of like, oh no, motion. Like it's like watching somebody get punched. Immediately after this, Rain slaps Andy in the face, and you get that like weight of her tiny little hand slapping him, and he doesn't move, but you see that she puts weight into it. He's a really good director of like moving action, scary tension building.
Yeah, no, he's a very good horror director. You are muted, Al.
Speaking to that point, when she finds the keys and gets the door open. Did we talk about the hallway already?
No.
Not yet. That's the next thing.
Well, we're already talking about her getting spiked.
What?
The hallway was before that, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The boarding hall.
Talk about it.
When she calls them and they're in the hallway and she can't find the keys, and then she finally gets the keys and gets the hauler's door open and runs, and she's looking back behind her and trips and falls into the hangar bay.
Oh yes,
of Romulus was a great shot.
That was great.
You get the vertigo feeling too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a great shot. And I love that it was just a human being injured because they were just not paying attention. The alien didn't actually do anything to her at that point. Yeah. So
the hallway they have to sneak through to get to the Romulus. And all the parasitoids are in there. And Andy says they don't have eyes. They sense you by sound and heat signature. So they have to raise the temperature in the hallway to human body temperature.
Yeah.
To try and sneak through really quietly with their Reeboks.
Reeboks are for sneaking. Yeah. Okay. So after she gets taken by the xenomorph, Rook tells Andy to retrieve Z1, which is the reverse engineered black goo from Prometheus. Rook wants to use it to create genetically perfect humans capable of thriving in space. Rain and Tyler find some rifles. Andy says don't use them because you will decompress. Because the xenomorph's acid blood will melt through the hull.
Like, it's his idea to give it to them, but he thinks that they will just look like a threat. So the alien won't just charge them head on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Which works.
It does.
For a while.
So they find a xenomorph nest and rescue Kay. She's stuck to the walls. Andy gives her a dose of Z1 so she can heal. And so she can make a little Snoke out of her baby.
Well, and did we mention that Ash said the only way the ship doors will open is if the compound is at the door?
Mm.
You have to take it with you
in
order for him to let you off the station.
Yeah, exactly. So they get attacked by a bunch of facehuggers and xenomorphs. Tyler ends up dying, sacrificing himself. Andy gets injured. Rain drags Kay to safety and then goes back to get Andy. Andy finally lets her take the control chip out.
Remembering this movie from the theater, I saw it with Brian and Jeremy. That moment where they're going up the elevator and the look on her face thinking about Andy, just like, I don't know. It was kind of chills. It was Aliens, Ripley level chills, like going back for her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was awesome. So the xenomorphs come, they're going to get him, and she remembers about the station's gravity, so she turns it off, so she's able to shoot them without the acid touching the hull of the ship.
It was a dad joke that made her think of it.
That's right.
I read a great book about zero gravity. I just couldn't put it down.
This isn't the first time that Rain is inspired by something somebody else says. She's the one who's like, we could freeze the face hugger off after they're all kind of chattering. I like the way that they wrote her, because Ripley would often say a thing and people would be like, no, that's stupid. And then she would be right.
Yes.
And then she'd have to argue and they'd be like, okay, we'll do what Ripley says. But Rain doesn't have that kind of pushback. And I think that's better for her character because she's not like in conflict with other people necessarily or with Andy. She's like, oh shit, we should do that. And people go like, let's try it. Let's do that thing. I like
they
that dynamic.
Obviously they have a lot of respect for Rain, the group as a whole. Yeah. They see Rain as someone who's very capable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're 5'1", making it on the mining planet.
She's
like Chang in the air vents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just grease me up.
Yeah, she could fit in the little spaces. They send her in. So yeah, then there's the scene where they have to go like anti-grav their way through the blood without touching it.
Well, and this is one of the most unique scenes we've gotten in an Alien movie. We don't get a lot of gravity in the Alien movies.
Yeah,
you know,
because everything's just gravity. Everyone's just
like
in gravity.
Star Wars ships.
Yeah,
you know. But this explains some of that, like why and how that kind of thing works. But to see gravity get turned off and to use it as an element that these characters, she's also never been in zero G. They're both space virgins. So the fact that she knows how to navigate it is pretty interesting too.
Yeah, well, like when she uses the gun to like propel herself away from it. Yeah,
she's not stupid, and I think that the baseline of intelligence or of like knowledge of a space colonist is much higher than a human person, you know, at that age.
Sure.
I mean, the whole reason we explore is for space virgins, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're coming to your planet to take your space virgins.
Well, and also, you know, people just get wily. You live in an environment that's trying to kill you your whole life. You either die really young or you get wise to not doing dumb things.
Yeah.
There are old pilots and bold pilots. There are no old bold pilots.
Yeah. So they get to the elevator shaft and start propelling themselves up. She loses the gun partway up the shaft. It gets stuck.
That shot of her like fighting to like stop it from spinning so she can grab it, man, anxiety inducing.
The zero G stuff in this was all done really well.
Yeah.
Yes.
They really, really, really knocked it out of the park. The Expanse has a lot of zero G kind of maneuvering like this. And I think that they outdid The Expanse, which is saying something.
So gravity reactivates and rain starts falling. Her life is saved from death by falling by the xenomorph who snags her with his tail.
What a catch, man.
Whew.
That beautiful form. Perfect organism.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Put a baseball glove on that fucking thing, man. Holy shit.
This is the issue. Again, what I say about every awful person with physical attributes in these movies, all you need to do is teach this fool a jumper and they'll stop acid blooding everybody.
It's true.
You get them on the court and
That's who Bugs Bunny should have called for Space Jam. He's like, let me get my friend Waylon Yutani on the phone.
Teach them zone defense. They're good to go.
Or why don't they have propulsion packs or something that can lift them up quickly away from the acid? Sorry, I'm just spitballing here. I recently got a job at Waylon Yutani. It's in the mail
guy
room.
who comes up with these suggestions that get shot down at every meeting for budgetary concerns.
That's it. Yeah.
But man, we got aliens to reverse engineer. We don't care about nerd shit like safety.
Like, what if everyone gets a dragon?
Okay, there's no bad ideas here, guys. The xenomorph does the whole like. So all right. So we've got plenty of references to Alien. We've got plenty of Aliens reference. The xenomorph face right up next to Rain and the thing coming out. That's Alien 3. Obviously there's some Prometheus stuff. We've got the with the black goo and the dude at the end looking like one of the architects or engineers. I mean,
yeah.
The only thing I could not find a reference to was Resurrection.
This whole scene in the elevator shaft, because the big action set piece towards the end of that is them climbing up. And
climbing
fighting the xenomorph.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. The ladder. Yeah.
They just add an extra layer of stakes with an elevator.
Yeah. I think that's the only real reference to it. There's one other reference to Alien 3, which is the pods being ejected. Because that's how Ripley is ejected in the very beginning of Alien 3.
Yeah. So Andy lets himself drop and he grabs the gun and shoots the alien. That's when he lands on top of it. Just like a superhero landing.
He got his moment.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
We didn't mention the laser, the blue mist. There's a thin layer of mist covering the top of the eggs.
Yes.
It appears I've broken the mist. Oh no. Face hugger. Fede said, yeah, I wanted to add that to the movie because it was missing from Cameron's movie. And he went on this whole diatribe about the things that Cameron pulled because people had asked him like, well, what does this mean then? What is it? And he's like, I'm not going to answer because it's better to not have an answer. He's like, I have an answer, but I'm not going to tell you. But he complained about Cameron pulling the domes from the aliens, the introduction of the Queen. Like he is fully Ridley's man in the corner in the alien lore part. But yeah, the blue mist, it was so funny. He's like, that was how I knew the people who said they were Alien fans on set weren't, if they showed up the day of shooting and they went, what's this blue thing? He's like, the thing from the first movie that's been a mystery ever since. I just love how nerdy he is about like the things that he wanted to include to create more questions. He didn't do it.
This was a fan of the series who has some filmmaking skill getting a crack. Like he's the mythical fan. We all are the fan who's like, if they just tap me in, coach, let me do it. I'd do it right. He's that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. So they get back on the Corbelan as the Renaissance crashes into the rings and gets destroyed. They stick Kay in a cryotube. Rain and Andy are getting ready. Rain tells Andy that his new directive is to do what's best for the both of them, not just her.
Fuck Kay, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
She'll figure it out.
If you're dumb enough to have a kid with Bjorn, then you get what you deserve.
Cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her brother's right there. I mean, come on.
Jesus, Brian.
But as they're getting ready to go to sleep, there's some bad shit happening in Kay's tube, and
that jarring alarm sound, that oh, the sounds in this movie.
I'm sorry, but there's something happening in Kay's tube. Sounds like a health video you have to watch.
No. It's called pregnancy.
PSA.
Something's wrong with Kay's tubes.
Like right as it got back to the Corbelan, it was like, all right, time for the patented Alien fourth act.
You know, this, like Prometheus, the giant explosion of the space station had me, man. That first viewing, the spectacle of that, and they're like, whoo, and it started to click in my head. And then that, like, he paces this movie for Alien fans who are like, oh, come on. Oh, we know what's happening. It's very much like punchy timing. Like,
I mean, other Alien 3 is such a hot mess that I don't know where the acts start and end, but the first two and both Prometheus and Covenant both are like have that classic, and Resurrection, that classic fourth act
kind of.
No,
I mean it is the fourth act, but it's just not as like
it's not good,
interesting or exciting.
It's not a good fourth act, but it exists nevertheless.
It's there.
Yeah, we escaped, trying to get away, and oh no, an alien came with us. So anyway, she gives birth in the tube, and Rain has to.
It's a tube and a tube and a tube.
It's tubes all the way down.
It's all the way down.
Yeah, and Rain has to rip the umbilical cord in half with her hands. The whole thing. Oh my god!
This is gnarly. No matter how many times you've seen it.
Yeah,
damn,
doesn't get better on rewatch.
I mean, I guess having a baby involved is, kind of ties into the Romulus Remus myth.
Yeah.
She is the mother wolf, and whatever she birthed is not great.
Yeah. No,
But
it's the
ready
next
to
step.
found
It's
Rome.
the next step in evolution, right?
Yeah.
It is
Right.
really a perfect being.
Yeah.
Right.
No, there was.
That's true. That's the metaphor.
Yeah. There was
the two orphans.
There was the for a moment I was afraid she was going to be like my baby, but I'm glad she was just instantly like, get that away from me.
Thing away from
Same.
me. Yep.
This Jay and I were talking about this. We watched this again together yesterday. Most of these characters don't make stupid mistakes. I mean, she injects herself with the black goo, but like they're not making the dumbass mistakes the characters in Covenant or Prometheus were making, where they're like, I didn't know.
They weren't doing.
What was I supposed to do?
They weren't trying to pet the 3-mouthed eel snake. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
also
not licking
younger.
every doorknob. Yeah.
A lot of these crews are guys that are like, I don't give a shit because I've been on this run 100 times.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting that these were youthful motivations.
Mhm.
Less
They're not
company man
casual with
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
This
Well,
one
they take everything very seriously, except for Bjorn. But they're like, we have a mission. We have to do this thing. Don't fuck around. Don't fuck around. Stop touching stuff. Don't fuck around.
And even Bjorn's veneer cracks earlier in the movie when he's giving Andy all that shit, and then Andy grabs his collar to keep him from falling into the pit. And he's like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I was just joking." Like, at the end of the day, they're a bunch of scared kids trying to get out of the situation they're stuck in.
I was just gonna say this is the first Alien that has a lot of DNA, with not just Alien movies, but with horror films of the 90s and 2000s.
Yes.
The group of kids go to a place and deal with the thing.
Yeah.
This feels like a tabletop game.
Well, yeah, I literally said to Brian while we were watching it, I was like, you can tell Fede is a tabletop player because of the way that his characters make snap decisions. It's very much how tabletop players do, where you just come up with an idea, you throw whatever it is at the wall, and then the story plays out what the natural consequences would be.
Also, who has a larger innate survival instinct than mothers and young people?
Seriously,
like a 65-year-old dude's like, I might see how this
had a good run
shakes out. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to jump over that chasm unless I'm trying to get an artifact to a museum.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's a different motivation.
Yeah.
If you have a future, you're trying to get to a different
long
future.
life ahead of you. Yeah. And to escape from indentured servitude forever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot. They know they're
not moving with reckless abandon.
Yeah. That motivation hasn't existed before. Everybody else signed up for it. Everybody else is getting direct deposit,
Yeah. Yeah. So they, let's see. Kay gets killed by tall, pasty, and smiling. Dude's smiling the whole time, like, "Hey, mama."
So he, after listening to Fede talk about this scene, it doesn't go looking for Kay. It goes after Kay because she has more of the black goo inside her.
Yeah,
and that's what it's drinking from her.
Yeah,
she's smelling black goo.
Yeah.
He needs to breastfeed.
So
but that's why it's smelling
it goes
her,
for the neck is it's drinking the black goo out of her neck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like they do.
It injures Andy. Rain is running from it. She goes down into the cargo hold. And she's trying to release the cargo hold. This was
she hits it with the like frost spray thing.
Yeah.
The like reverse flamethrower. The incoldinator, the refrigerator.
But then it uses its acid mucus to melt through and escape.
Yeah. So yeah, she's down in the cargo hold and she has one lever left. Honestly, at that moment, I was kind of like, why are you waiting? Why are you waiting, Rain? I know you lost track and you're worried it's not in there, but I'd maybe just do it anyway.
I think that she wanted to make sure. I think that's.
I mean, fair.
So she also hesitates when she sees the baby's face inside the egg.
Yeah.
Like Rain is not one to shoot from the hip. She is like, I need as much information as I can to make a decision, which is interesting. Like it's again to the like safety, making calculated decisions kind of thing versus like, I don't know, we'll just throw anything.
Well,
at
and
it.
it is kind of a thing, because like in Prometheus, when Shaw gets the thing pulled out of her, it doesn't look human at all, and it's real easy in that moment to just be like, ugh, get that fucking thing away from me. But for Rain to have a human moment of hesitation because that pod opens up and you see what appears for the moment to be an infant human,
and it even coos like a baby.
Baby sound was evil, man.
It made a little
my God
evil baby sound.
But it grew into a full-size Snoke in no time.
a scorpion.
No kind of joking.
The internet pointed out to me that it resembles an engineer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The baldness and the black eyes, mostly.
There was an original plan for it to continue evolving because Rook says that the xenomorph can control its metabolism by speeding it up or slowing it down. So this thing is still evolving. It's still continuing to change. And the way he described it is the two types of DNA are in conflict with each other and one's going to win out. There was a shot that they had done all the like storyboarding for where the head elongates and that face gets ripped open and an alien dome and head like grow out of it. They had like a previs shot of that they had gotten to that point, and
That's
Alex
gross.
Garland watched the end of it. The art is incredibly gross.
I wish it still happened.
Well, Garland saw it, and he said, Garland from Civil War and all the other things we were talking about earlier. He told Fede, like, why would you do that? This thing is so fucking freaky as is, man. You should just leave it like that and have it die like that. It doesn't need to turn into a xenomorph for it to be like, as scary as it can be. I think this is as scary as it can possibly be.
With the silver teeth and the worm tongue. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Worm tongue. Constantly whispering to her not to trust Gandalf.
Eating tomatoes.
So anyways, she uses the leftover pod to eat through the bottom of the hull of the cargo hold, which creates some decompression. She gets sucked out, and she thinks that Snoke got sucked out too, but he did not. He's still up there, and he tries to grab her. She's pulling her way back in. She uses the cable she's tied to. She's tied to a cable to pull the last lever, and the whole thing falls out, goes into the rings. Our Snoke engineer alien baby dies.
That jump scare when the offspring like gets all up in her face.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to get got twice.
You better keep it separated.
That first shot of just him in the hallway before he eats Kay fucking got me. I was shocked. Like my jaw was dropped in the theater. I remember like looking over at Jeremy and Al and them doing the same thing, just like we were all frozen. But that second jump scare, you kind of expect that kind of thing, but man, it got me so good. It got me so good. Not because of what it looked like, but just because it was happening.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was good. So her and Andy get into the tubes. She's like, that's fine. When we get to the planet, I'll just keep you anyway. I don't know.
They need to get Kay's body out of there because it's still got that black goo in there.
Yeah, it does. That's not good.
Yeah.
She records an audio log, and credits roll.
Another nod to two previous movies.
Mm-hmm.
Last Survivor of the Corbell and
Yep.
signing off.
Yep. And
headed to Yavaga.
Yavaga 3.
Yavaga 3. Should be nice. I'm assuming David got there before that.
Yeah. When they get there, and Michael Fassbender's just like, hey, guys, it's me.
Well, and Jeremy and I were talking about it, the disc that she gets from Rook that she takes out of Andy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see her get rid of it or destroy it.
Mm.
And she says to him, I'll fix you. She doesn't necessarily, she's going to put the chip back in, but like we now have a MacGuffin that is kind of on the level with David, as far as the information from the company goes.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. They greenlit. Did they greenlight? I think they greenlit a direct sequel to this, if I'm not mistaken, right?
And Ridley has said that he is planning on making a sequel to Prometheus and Covenant after this came out and after they greenlit Fede. So we may get 2 movies, one from Ridley, one from Fede.
Ridley did say that he wanted to work closely with Fede on whatever happens next as well. So I think there's going to be some in.
Plus Alien Earth comes out next year.
Yep.
Which
is a TV show.
Which was said specifically that it does not respect the continuity of the films.
Yeah, I think it's gonna
Or your
skirt around
mama.
it. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna like directly negate things from the movies. I think it's just gonna not answer any questions.
Ambiguous.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah. So, that's it. We've got to the current end of the Alien franchise. Do we have any unanswered questions about this one?
I wonder how big that thing would have gotten. How big the offspring would have
keeps
gotten.
growing.
Because it was big already, man. It would just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
As cool as the idea of xenomorph head ripping out of its face and everything is, I almost kind of think that it would have ended up evolving to be like a big ass engineer with a scorpion tail. Like,
one of the things that weirded me out about that the offspring body was the weird cloaca.
yeah.
Help us out, or me. Cloaca?
Bird fucking parts, right?
Bird parts?
Yeah, it's the
Bird parts.
on birds and reptiles. It's the baby making and defecating hole.
They got one
Awesome.
hole for it all.
Like a chicken.
Yeah.
But it was
Which is also a dinosaur.
One
was
hole to
like
rule
a-
them all.
a three-pointed thing like down in its crotch area. So just
So which bathroom?
thinking about how they reproduce.
Yeah.
Just thinking.
God.
Just sitting in thinking. Out on the porch.
Not an unanswered question, but have we talked before about how all the ships in the Alien franchise are named after things from Joseph Conrad books?
We haven't.
Oh, interesting.
Nostromo was actually the name of a novel.
Yes.
Corbellin was a character from that same novel. Sulaco was from something else. They never named it on screen, but in a book from, I think it was Aliens 3, Patna, the USS Patna was the ship that was there. It wasn't in the movie, it was in the novelization. Whatever went to Fury, whatever number it was. So yeah, it's just a tradition since the first Alien of naming the ships after things from Joseph Conrad books.
That's really
Oh,
cool.
in the video games, there was a USS Marlowe.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow, I had no idea. That's awesome.
Now, if any one of these movies had ended with a bald Marlon Brando, by candlelight.
I was any final thoughts, guys?
I liked it a
like
lot more
this
than
movie.
I thought it would. Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, it was a good
So that should lead into right.
that should lead into yes. That it was just a good horror movie, even being outside of the Alien, even outside of it being an Alien movie.
Yeah, the creature work was cool.
So
that's why I'm giving it a thumbs up.
okay, exactly. That's where I was leading. But I thought we'd do something special. So at the end of the series, I thought, what if we each individually rank this series? We did this with another one before. Which series did we do that for? Where we did our personal ranking of how it went? There was one.
Superman?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think it was superhero. It was one a while back. Maybe it was Indy.
Was it an X-Men movie?
No, I think it was Indy.
Oh, it might have been Indiana Jones. You're right.
Indy
You're
we
right.
did.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought it might be fun. Josh is like, it's not. It's
You'd
not
be
fun.
wrong. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna, be a bummer. But let's see. I'm gonna say 2 Aliens.
Is your number one?
Yeah. Then maybe Resurrection.
Resurrection's your second favorite?
I think so.
Wow.
I'm having a hard time. It's been a lot of aliens, man. I like this one a lot, and then I think it kind of goes.
What about
Alien? Yeah, the first one.
After Covenant, or after Romulus?
No, no, not
Covenant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so probably Aliens, Alien, Resurrection, this, and then it just trickles down from there. I'm not sure. Which I like of the other.
3 Prometheus and Covenant are all kind of tied for last place with you.
Yeah, that's the best my memory can do right now.
Fair enough, Brian. That's fair enough, Josh. Brian, I know
Thank you. I agree. That's how it was happening.
It was your series. How do you place them?
I gotta say Aliens. This one, and then Prometheus, and then Covenant, then 3, then 4. That's all of them, right?
Yeah.
Resurrection is on my bottom of the list, I think.
Here, I will actually share that. Okay, yeah. Resurrection at the bottom for you. So, Jerime, we'll hit you up, buddy. What's your...
All right, I'm going to go Alien is number 1. Romulus is number 2 for me.
Wow.
Right now. Then would be Aliens. Then I'd go Prometheus, Covenant, 3, and Resurrection kind of chills at the bottom of my list too.
Fair enough. I don't think Resurrection's anyone's number 1. Al?
Alien, Aliens, Romulus, Prometheus, Covenant, Resurrection, then 3.
Oh, I got my numbers wrong, but that's okay. So, 3 at last. 3 at last. So for myself, this is how I'm going. Aliens at number 1. That's my favorite easily. I agree with Josh on that one. Alien at 2, this at 3, then Prometheus, Covenant are both kind of fine on the tier list. Resurrection at number 6, and Alien 3 dead last for me. I really hate that movie. So all right. That is it for the Alien franchise.
So that was 5 thumbs up, right?
I assumed it was 5 thumbs up all across. Josh said thumbs up. I didn't. Al, I know where you're falling on this. Brian and Jeremy both seem pretty obvious, and I'm giving it thumbs up too. Yeah, 5 thumbs up across. Romulus was fun, real fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
It was a nice return to an Alien movie.
Yeah.
On the way out.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's it for the Alien franchise. We may have some more coming up in a few years. But meanwhile, it's time to move on to our next series, which is just in time for Holiday Phosphorescence. The old Yuletide's a coming, and so we're each going to pick a movie and watch it. And our first picker is, of course, Josh. Always our inaugural 2024 holiday season picker. Josh, tell us, what movie are we going to be watching for our first Holiday Phosphorescence this year?
Andrea helped me with this one. I decided to choose like Christmas adjacent instead of full on. So I'm going to go with, I think it's 1999. Go.
Oh, I am so excited. I was just thinking about this as a Christmas movie the other day. I've been wanting to watch this for a long time.
I really like it, and it's just 90s fun, and it's been forever since I've seen it.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm excited about this one.
Nice. I forgot that was Christmas adjacent.
Timothy Olyphant plays a fantastically like sinister drug dealer, and he's just got the Santa hat on through the entire movie. Yeah.
99's Go. Wow, I have not seen that in a long time. I am very excited about this one. That is awesome. So
I am very aroused.
Yeah, I've got the weirdest boner.
To bring the Anchorman. All right.
So, yes, awesome. So next time on Holiday Phosphorescence, we will be watching 1999's Go. Until then, thank you all for hanging out with us. This has been one of your hosts, Thoreau Smiley, last survivor of Harmless Phosphorescence, signing off.
I'm Josh Cece, and I also have a no fake people policy.
I'm Brian Lesh, and I can't wait to see our heroes live with David on their new colony.
I'm Jerime. I'm all right now.
We all are now.
He lost his left side. And I am Canary in the Coal Mine, Alaric Weber.
It's true. We put him in a little cage and carry him around.
Carry him around.
Thanks.
This is the largest cage I could afford.
Thanks. The dude did kind of look like the guy from the end. The baby at the end did look like the guy in the car from the Simpsons episode.
With his elbows out all weird too.
Yeah.
Really did.
All right, we'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye.